I'm PK along with Dr. Nathan Unruh for SIDECAR. Dr. Nathan Unruh is here, and we want to talk for just a moment about dopamine. What is it? Let's dig into that for a second. Dr. Unruh, kind of enlighten us a little bit more about that.
What dopamine is, it's a neurotransmitter that helps control the brain's reward and pleasure centers. Dopamine also helps regulate movement and emotional response and enables us to not only see rewards, but to take action to move toward those rewards. So dopamine is a natural chemical produced by the brain to make us really feel good. There's a movie, old movie, it's my favorite movie. It's called Point Break. You remember Point Break? The surfing movie where the guys were robbing banks to just live their life. And essentially what they were searching for was that dopamine rush.
Kind of that high,
Yeah. So at one point in the movie, Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze are looking at each other, getting ready to jump out of an airplane. Patrick Swayze looks at Keanu Reeves and says, "Some people jab a vein for it, some people snort for it. All you have to do is jump." What they're looking for was that feel-good feeling, and that's dopamine that gets released in our brains. Now, some people try to get that feeling of dopamine unnaturally, and that's not real sustainable.
Like the negative sides of that. Addictions kind of fall into that category,
Absolutely.
I'm guessing?
All the different types of addictions people do, and there's all kinds of those that are out there. What we want to talk about this morning is how do we get this feeling of dopamine? How do we get that dopamine increase in our bodies in order to dopamize our life?
Dopamize, I like the word.
Dopamize our life. So move more towards those reward and pleasure centers and do that within our routine each and every day.
And is there a way to sustain that so it isn't just like that instant rush and then it's gone and we feel empty, you feel kind of deflated or something? Is there a way to kind of naturally sustain that?
There are lots of different ways. And so, again, to just look at, we'll get into some of those, but looking at what the main effects are and the benefits of it is that dopamine affects your mood, your behavior, your energy, and your focus. So especially when you hear focus, and especially if those people who are listening to this today, even when we're taking care of our patients and looking at how can we be more present and be more focused, increasing our dopamine levels to get into that flow state and creating that fun atmosphere, we can be very intentional about that. So one of the things here, we got to understand is high dopamine levels are produced with rewarding actions, activities, and ultimately a lifestyle of fulfillment and achievement. Dopamine will increase with certain activities when we finish tasks, so small or big. So this is one of the things that I've had to remember in my own day-to-day activities. Finish. When you finish something, you have a sense of achievement, whether it's small or big.
Sometimes we're too busy to really finish. I'm really good at starting.
Yeah, we're all good at starting.
Start 10 things and then not necessarily finish any of them. And it gets to be kind of a weight too, doesn't it?
Yeah, so how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it doesn't energize me.
No, so if you want to increase those dopamine levels, finish tasks. So that's just one simple way. We are most laser focused in a state of flow when our dopamine levels are high. So we got to be thinking about how are we going to keep those dopamine levels high. So to answer that question of yours, PK, yeah, we're going to go down into the valleys once in a while. We've got to be self-aware to how do we stay out of those and what are we doing to help to increase those levels of dopamine. When we are creative, that's another way that dopamine levels surge. So being in a creative state. So for me, in the mornings, that's when I do a lot of my reading and thinking and being in a good creative environment to get my dopamine levels increased. And so whatever that may be for you, everybody's a little different to get them into that creative mode. Exercise.
Oh, everybody just groaned when you said that.
Yes.
No.
You know what the best kind of exercise is? Anyone that you will do. You just got to get
consistently moving and
whatever you will do. So exercise is a great way to increase dopamine. And get a streak going. That's another way of increasing dopamine. So for maybe 30 days, you give up TV. Or you exercise, just doing it, finishing the task of exercise, doing the task of exercise, and getting a streak of exercise going, all increase levels of dopamine.
Well, and that 30-day thing, too, is kind of the habit. Isn't that the habit time frame? It takes 30 days to cultivate a new good habit like that?
Absolutely. Make the routine your reward. Yeah. Repetition is the mother of skill, right?
Good.
So the other thing that I really like to increase my dopamine levels is music. Do you ever wonder why music makes you happy? I mean, you can be in the dumps one moment, but once you put on your favorite jam, we're swaying and shaking and dancing. People look at you at the stoplight and go, "What are you doing?" Feeling pretty good about ourselves. The reason for this is listening to music increases dopamine levels.
Lifts your mood, changes your attitude sometimes, doesn't it?
It does. Scientists say that listening to music has the same effect as eating our favorite foods or watching our favorite TV shows. So when you are feeling down, throw on some of your favorite tunes and jam out.
It's good. I like that.
So all really simple things that we can do to increase dopamine levels. So as you look at those, what are the things that you're not doing? Do you find yourself feeling kind of in the dumps day to day? You're not excited about the day. These are just some simple things that you can start making part of your routine to increase those dopamine levels.